Do you want to know what happened on my first date?
What happened? Was it like a disaster? Like what the fuck?
It was a fucking masterpiece. Okay, so like, when I was little, like even when I was little, I used to see like my mom and dad kissing, and like I was like, oh, I want to try that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to. I was like, I told myself, I want to try that, and
Oh shit.
yeah, and like in my elementary days, I'd be like kissing all these girls and whatnot, and like
Damn.
I never really,
Elementary?
yeah, I never really caught feelings, you know, and I was like, you don't interest me anymore. You can just go away. And like, and I didn't actually start catching feelings for anybody till like seventh grade, and I was too chicken shit to ask her out, and I was like, you see, I flirted with all these girls, and I had no problems with it, except when I came around her, I was like, my fucking legs just got all weak, my face got all red, and I got all pale and shit around here, and then I moved. I'm like, fuck, I ran out of time, and and then it was my eighth grade year, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna let that happen again. I was trying to say I'd go up to her. I found this new cute girl, and I was like, you know what, I should just go up to her and ask her if she wants to make out.
Oh my god.
And saying it and doing it is a whole different thing. And I ended up just like checking it out. I was like, hey, can I pick you up? And she was like, sure. And I picked her up with like Superman style, and I was straight up just carrying her in front of everybody, the teachers, the whole school, and everyone saw it. Yeah, and
Okay, it's kind of weird, but all right.
and then it's some random cute girl I saw. I was like, all right, and I was like, two in the moment, I forgot to get her number, and
Oh, well, took an L.
yeah, no, I took it out like because she figured out who I was through her friend. She was like, oh yeah, that's Dietrich. And she added me on Facebook. And we started talking, and I was like, talking like I was the smoothest motherfucker in the world. I was like, I don't even want to say what I said, but I was like, you want to go to the movies?
I guess, okay.
I was like, hey, you just want to go to the movies? And, I was like, you want to make out and whatnot? And she was like, sure. And
This is so weird.
or beforehand, yeah, we did, and okay, so before that happened in winter break, and what's it called? We hung out at a library park, and so she was I was like, I told her I was gonna take my shirt off and I was gonna carry her.
What the fuck?
And I did. It was in the middle of town, and like, it was at a library park, and everyone was driving by, and
What the fuck is a library park? I've never heard of that in my life.
where I used to live, there was a library, and it had a park. Everyone hanged out at the park, and what's it called?
I was like, what is that? I was like so confused. Okay, continue.
It was
It's like the wildest story. Alright, go ahead.
This is just one of my stories. I got so much fucking stories, you don't even know. And I was like, all right. I was like, can I pick you up? And her face got over. I was, me and her. I mean, like, she was shy, She's like, she was hiding her face when we were about to kiss. She put a hoodie over her face, and like her whole fucking face was like red. And what's it called? So I was like, I took my shirt off, and I carried her around for about 10 minutes, and me and her started kissing, and then I put her down, and I was like, hey, you want to go to the movies on Friday? And she was like, sure.
You wanna go to the movies? Okay, continue.
I know, right? And I was like, and I thought, oh shit, this is my first fucking middle school kiss. So I was like, alright, that's fucking lit. And so I went to the fucking movies. We watched the Lazarus Effect. My mom paid me $40, and we got us a fucking big ass popcorn. We watched the movie. We didn't even watch the movie. That's the thing. And the moment we sat down, Hellon, like the moment we sat down, we just started making out. Like,
wow.
we went all out, and the movie didn't start, and people were like walking by, and they're like watching us like we were the biggest sinners on earth.
What the fuck? Well, yeah, you're two like little middle schoolers, and that's like that must be like a weird sight to see. Like, how old are you when you're in middle school? Like 12.
And
like, imagine two like 12-year-olds like. Yo, that's kind of weird.
Bro,
but whatever.
I'm gonna go the next mile, and I'm gonna say she didn't even have a bra on. And she was just wearing a fucking hoodie. Like, she didn't have a shirt. She just had like a zip-up hoodie. I'm like, all right. And next thing I know, she's on fucking top of me. Like, the movie just not started. She's on.
Movie theater. All right then.
Yeah. She was on top of me, and we were making out really intensely. Like both of us were like out of breath, and it just fucking happened. Okay, we didn't even watch the movie.
Y'all were like 12.
I know.
Whatever.
I know. We didn't even watch the movie. Like, we only spent like 10 minutes watching that movie. Like, in total, otherwise you're just making out the whole time. And like, I don't know. It was fucking crazy. And then like, figures out she had a She told me early on. She was like, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, so.
She had a boyfriend? Oh my god.
Right? I was like, so. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh damn! You a dirty hoe.
Yeah, I was like,
messy.
I was like, you fine as hell. Like, I'm gonna be Mr. Studio Girl. And what happened after that was me and her started walking together at school, and I put my hand around her waist right in front of her boyfriend.
Oh shit!
And like, he was standing right behind us, and I was like walking real slow, and everyone was watching us, because everyone remember that time I fucking picked her up, and everyone was watching us, and
you're a little like attention hoe. Anyhow.
I was, and he didn't do shit, and she just straight up dumped
Poor
him.
guy.
She just straight up dumped him afterwards.
Damn.
And it was like fucking Valentine's Day, and she just dumped him. I'm like, oh well.
Y'all are vicious. Y'all are vicious people.
Okay, so we were in a relationship for like a year and a half, and then I moved here, and we broke up for a little bit. Then I moved here, and we were texting the whole fucking time. Like, we were texting paragraphs to each other, and I'm sorry, sorry you got jealous of your friend and shit and whatnot, you know, and what's it called? So I just told her I'm sorry, and then like next thing I know, we're dating again, and want me to tell you what happened? What she wanted me to do on winter break?
What the fuck? Okay.
So I was gonna.
It's like your like channel. You say whatever the fuck you want to say.
So what she wanted me to do on winter break was she was dating this new guy, and
oh shit.
yeah,
Okay.
I was Mr. Studio Girl again, and what she wanted me to do was she wanted me to sneak in her house at night, and she wanted me to impregnate her and think.
Yeah. So she wanted to fuck.
Yeah. She wanted me to impregnate her and make her new man think.
Your baby.
Yeah.
You wild. Y'all are wild.
And she wanted me.
Where are you from?
Colorado.
Where are you? Shit in Colorado's wild.
It is like it's so fucking wild and no one knows, and like she wanted me to get her fucking pregnant, and she wanted to make her man think it was his.
What the fuck?
I know it was fucking crazy. I'm like no, I'm good. That's a little too much.
That's so weird. Y'all are weird.
You wonder why I'm weird? Is because I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's like you changed. It's not like you were brought up with like this hoe.
This hoe.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. And the weird part is, I'm still like best friends with her little brother. Like, Like I sent her little brother like my old ring. You know, remember the failed marriage thing I told you about? And like, I know. Like I just text your little brother because little brother's fucking lit. You know, I don't text her to be like, hey, how's your sister doing? I just text him for him. You know. And like,
hey, how's your sister doing? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that would be fucking weird. And what's it called? Me and him are like best friends, and she got jealous that I was spending more time with him than I was doing with her. I'm like, your brother's fucking lit. Of course I'm gonna hang out with him. But yeah, that was my first ever real date. That, you know, it wasn't just an elementary date.
Damn. I literally, wow, this is like what, middle school, so y'all were like 12. My first date, I was like 16, and I was like, it happened last year, and I was like a junior in high school. What the fuck? Like, y'all are wild. Like, we just like held hands and cuddled and watched the movie. Y'all are some crazy ass bitches out there.
What's it called? So, what's it called? Yeah, it was just fucking insane, and then like, and then at a point I had like 9 girlfriends at once. Yeah, I was a hoe. It was crazy, you know. It was absolutely insane. That was it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first ever date I went on, and oh yeah, then I took her out to. I remember now. So after the movie, she said she was hungry, and we barely ate the popcorn, and I threw away the popcorn. I was like, all right, what you hungry for? I was like, you want some Chinese food? You want some Subway? And we decided to go to Subway. And halfway, it was like winter time, and she said she got cold, and it was so cold you could see your breath, but I wasn't cold at all. And what's it called? So I took off my shirt again, and keep in mind this is like,
oh my god, keep your clothes on, Dietrich. I swear to God.
And there's this people like this car full of girls, like they all stopped driving on a green light, and they just watched us the whole fucking time.
What the fuck? Well, yeah, and you see like a little 12-year-old kid with no shirt on, with his bitch, like, of course people are gonna stare, like, yo, what the fuck?
Your reaction with this fucking bitch.
Oh yeah.
I'm fucking dead. Yeah, like they all just stopped driving and they were watching us the whole time. I'm like, okay. And then I gave her a fucking foot long.
I was just wondering, the next time
$5 foot long. That's like when those shits were around. I missed them.
Right, they were the
best.
best.
Not anymore, cause like
they were the best.
Representative was like weird. So, but anyway, continue.
And I gave her a foot long. no sexual innuendo intended. But
oh, I didn't even think about that. I was literally thinking about the sandwich. Okay, continue. Whatever.
And what's it called? And we got the Subway, then we walked back to my house, and she met my mom for a few seconds.
Shit.
Yeah. And I didn't know how my mom would react, and my mom took it extremely well.
Oh, okay.
And what's it called? We just kind of went back in my room and we played some. I know you don't know these games, but they were called Resistance and fucking. I think it was called it was Oblivion. Now we just played those 2 games, and we just ate.
I've heard of Oblivion, but I have not heard of Resistance. Okay, continue.
And we just for the rest of the day, we just kind of played video games. We ate a sandwiches and just made out for the rest of the day.
Well then, alright then.
Hey, that was my first date. Like, So like you and your man didn't like you guys didn't like kiss each other like we did or something?
Nah, well, cause like we were barely talking to each other. I was like, okay. So then we went, and then whatever, and then like I went home. But then he got kind of stuck, and he was kind of dumb. So I was like, I don't like you anymore. So I was like, no, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I was like, no thanks, I'm sorry, bye.
He was acting all sus and he's acting all stupid. He didn't like him
Well,
anymore.
yeah, I don't know, like, he's not the smartest person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Like, low-key, I was like, you're too dumb for me. But I didn't say that to him, so I was like, no thanks.
You ever meet someone who's like acts dumb as fuck, but they got the best school grades? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Let's see.
it gets me really mad.
A letter from the Jarl.
Are you one of those dumb people?
Up in the world, eh? Looks
Am
like
I
that's
one of
it.
those dumb people? Hell no. Like, I'm smart, I'm articulate, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Sure about that?
Bitch,
I mean, I highly doubt it.
you highly doubt, whatever, you know what, I don't care, because I know what the fuck I'm on. I really know how to ladder, bitch. Like, talk big shit.
It was one of the best fucking places that I ever lived. I'm not even lying. Such good times. Your reaction? He was acting all sus and I didn't like him anymore.
Nah.
So, what'd you think of that, first date story I told you?
Name's Ennis.
Weird, cause, like, you gotta think about it. Y'all were 12.
My idea.
Like, 12 years old.
And?
That's weird. Y'all are so young. And, like, basically, like, dry humping each other. Nasty little hoes. And she had a boyfriend.
You know, I seen him after they broke up and like he was so okay about it. It made me feel fucking terrible. Like he was so okay.
Maybe, like, he didn't really like her, so he was, like, glad that you took her out of his hands.
He was like, I mean, like,
he probably knew that she was a hoe.
like, okay, so like, what's it called? I heard the word around the school was at the time was he wanted to fucking fight me. He was like, he wanted to.
Damn, he wanted to fight you?
Yeah, he said everyone was saying he wanted to beat my ass. And it never happened, and then I see him, and he's like, he acts like he's like the nicest guy in the world. I'm like, can you not make me feel bad? I was like, the only thing he's beating up is my goddamn feelings. I don't know, he was just so okay about it, and like, me and him are like low-key homies afterwards, but oh my god, this, ugh. So like, what is that, uncommon for where you live at? 12-year-olds doing all that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there might, well, like, the people that like, with the peers that I hung out with, they weren't as crazy as, like, you and your hoe. You know what I mean?
I like how you call her my hoe, but
I mean, there could have been, like, those few, but, like, I never really hung out with those people who did that shit, so I was like, you know, whatever, gonna stay in my lane.
what's it called? You know, I met a fucking, what's it called? I know some fucking people that lost their like virginities at age like 12. I'm like, okay, like age 13 or age 12. I'm like, you guys are right? I'm like, you guys look like you're fucking kids, dude. I'm like, why you gotta scar me with that mental image?
I know, that's kind of weird.
I mean, think of two little fucking freshmen. I'm not even gonna picture it, but you know.
Ew, I do not want to think about it.
My brain is bleeding right now.
I do not want to think about it. Let's change the subject.
Oh my god. Are you like mentally scarred now?
Well, not really, but like, it is a disturbing image to think about.
You know, freshmen look like fucking 12-year-olds. Like, every year they get younger and
I
smaller.
still look like a freshman. I don't know, sometimes when like people approach me, I always think that something's wrong with them because I look very young for my age. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
I mean, you're not wrong. You do have like a baby face. Oh, that's a good thing though, because like, that's a good thing though. No crazy love stories. That is a very good thing.
What's the good thing? I thought it was a good thing because I have a baby face, and then like when all of you are old, I'll still be looking fresh and young and lit.
I mean, you do look like you're younger than me. People always tell me they think I'm like a senior. Like, one time I was late to my last class, and it was early release for seniors, and it was like, not only did it happen this year, but my sophomore and even my freshman year, and like, and like the hall monitors, they like, oh, you get a, they were like, oh, you can just leave, they're like, move along now, like, school ended for you guys. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just a freshman, or I'm just a sophomore, I'm just a junior. They're like, oh, you for real? You look like, you don't even look like.
Damn, I wouldn't even said anything. I would just been like, okay. I'm like fucking bounced.
No, like, if I would have done that, the school would have called my mom. I'm like, not about to get in trouble, so I'm good.
I don't know, I feel like my mom would be on my side. She'd be like, well, it's their fault for thinking that you were a senior.
Everyone else gets stopped by the hall monitors, and when the hall monitors see me, they're like, oh, you can just move along now. You can leave the building.
I don't know. My school doesn't really have hall monitors. It's like, I don't know what the fuck they're called. Like supervisors, I suppose? Like supervisors / like security people.
So like, is your school that school that people get in a lot of fights over school, or no?
I mean, there's like a fight every year, but like not really. Like compared to like the stories before I went to high school, my high school mellowed down a lot because like apparently there's a lot of like gang violence in the past in my high school, but like since all of those people like graduated and like filtered out, it just kind of like mellowed down.
You know,
however, there's this one fight my sophomore year. I will never forget this because this shit was so funny. It was like these two bitches, like they were just fighting, and like everyone was like hyping it up, and then people started throwing food, and then they started throwing food at supervisors, and then this one bitch kept like running around and shit, and like escaping the supervisors. Like they got a hold of one, and they took her up to the office, but the other one just kept running around, and like she was like kind of challenging the supervisors and like the on-school like cop, and it was super hilarious, and I died.
You know, my school wants to be that school. It was like a fight almost every day. I'm like,
every day? Oh shit.
Yeah, like it's the fucking suburbs, and these kids want to be gangsters and shit, and they fight each other. I'm like, let's imagine two suburban kids, like two fucking skinny jean gangsters, like just fighting each other. That's my school.
That's funny.
Yeah, even the hall monitors. One of them's like from Chicago, and the other one's from Detroit, and they always like make fun of it. I'm like in the same boat as them. I'm like, yeah, these guys think they're gangster.
That's cool. Well, I don't know. It's like my city's a little weird because like, okay, there's like a main like intersection, and like on one side it is like hood, like yo, that shit is like sketch out there, and on the other side it is like nice like suburbia, and I think it's really funny because you get kids from both areas at my high school, and like it's cool. I like it. There's a lot of diversity.
Oh, fool! I'm gonna save this video, then I'm gonna start recording the next one. But first, I'm fucking thirsty, so I'm gonna get something to drink first.
I know, I kind of wanted snacks.
All right, fool. I'll save this video, and then I'll go get my drink, and then you go eat your snack, and then we'll be right back.